Minnesota Vikings select Khyree Jackson, defensive back, Oregon.
I'm just super grateful. I can't even really put into too many words like this, how this process has really truthfully been. It's just been really a whirlwind. I'm just looking forward to, making my impact out here. And I'm just looking forward to making, Viking Nation proud.
Minnesota Vikings rookie cornerback Khyree Jackson is dead following a car accident in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, early Saturday morning.
Aware of Jordan Addison's arrest this past Friday and are currently gathering more information regarding the incident. Now,
making a bonehead move.
A week after his teammate Khyree Jackson and the lives of two others were taken away by an alleged drunk driver. Second-year cornerback Mekhi Blackmon left practice, the first practice of training camp today with a knee injury, and the worst has been confirmed. The Minnesota Vikings signed veteran cornerback Shaq Griffin this offseason, hopefully solidifying one of the outside cornerback spots, but it was so frustrating. His second day of practice, he went down with apparent ankle injury, and this on the heels of Mekhi Blackmon tearing his ACL first day of practice. It was just no good, and understandably, a lot of Vikings fans were frustrated. Saturday, three players left the practice field. Jerry Tillery, defensive end, free agent from the Raiders, was carted off, and then also Gabriel Murphy, UDFA linebacker, edge rusher from UCLA, left practice. Same thing with tight end, former wide receiver N'Keal Harry as well.
We have breaking news from the NFL. JJ McCarthy is going to miss the entire season with that torn meniscus in his right knee, according to our NFL insider Jonathan Jones. McCarthy underwent surgery for a full meniscus tear this morning.
The Minnesota Vikings are having the worst offseason in their franchise's history and arguably the worst offseason in NFL history as a whole. The 2024 offseason for the Minnesota Vikings has been one of the most transformative in recent memory. The team made a pivotal decision by moving on from quarterback Kirko Chains, who had been the starter for 6 seasons. This marked a significant shift in the franchise's approach, as they opted to draft JJ McCarthy with the 10th overall pick. McCarthy is a promising young quarterback with tremendous upside who had just come off a national championship with Michigan. Unfortunately for Vikings fans, as you all know, McCarthy suffered a season-ending injury in the preseason, putting his development on hold for at least another season. Now, JJ McCarthy was not going to be the Week 1 starter, and he might not have played at all this season. However, I find that probably to be inaccurate because the Vikings quarterback is Sam Darnold, and throughout his career he has shown not to be reliable or consistent, so I'm sure McCarthy would have gotten some playing time. However, the Vikings' offseason misfortune did not end nor begin with JJ McCarthy, as they have lost multiple starters and key rotational players before the offseason has even ended. Now, not everything is all doom and gloom for the Minnesota Vikings, as they have one of the most promising young rosters in the NFL, giving Vikings fans a lot of hope for the upcoming seasons. Some of these players consisting of Jay Jettis, the best receiver in the entire NFL, TJ Hawkinsock, maybe the best tight end in 2 years from now in the NFL, and, in my opinion, they drafted the best edge rusher in the 2024 NFL Draft, his name being Dallas Turner. On top of this, the Vikings found an absolute stud in a kicker in Will Riker in the 6th round, hopefully giving them the stability that they've been looking for, but he has shown some great flashes so far. Now, this season will more than likely be a throwaway season for the Vikings unless Sam Darnold just absolutely balls out, and to his defense, he has not been on a good roster to help him actually be a good quarterback since he has been in the NFL. So he might, hypothetically, hear me out, absolutely cook, or at least be a halfway decent quarterback. However, I do not believe that my previous claim will actually come into fruition. Instead, I believe that Vikings fans will be doing 2025 NFL mock drafts by week 12 of next season. But this marks the first season of Adolphus Mensah's quote-unquote competitive rebuild. This rebuild claims to focus on maintaining competitiveness while gradually overhauling the roster. The decision to move on from Big Kirko is all a part of the Vikings' new philosophy. Now combine that with the drafting of McCarthy and the defensive signings made this offseason, this suggests that the Vikings are transitioning to a new era, one that prioritizes long-term sustainability over short-term success. Despite the challenges, adversities, and injuries that the Vikings have faced this offseason, the team appears to be committed to building a strong foundation for the future. Hopefully, in the future, the Vikings will no longer be a cursed franchise and have season after season of misfortune like they have pretty much every single season of their entire existence. The Vikings roster is littered with star players and superstar players, with some of the best players in the NFL being a part of the Minnesota Vikings organization. Their future is very exciting, with a few of their young players having the potential to be franchise cornerstones and the faces of the NFL to come. All we can do is hope and pray that nothing happens to these players on this Minnesota Vikings roster, or any roster in the NFL, of course, but this Vikings roster and the players they have on it, and the future and the picks and the trajectory of this franchise and the coach and the GM, everything comes together as one. The Minnesota Vikings could potentially be terrorizing the NFL for years to come. But time will tell. We will just have to wait and see how this all plays out. Hopefully the Vikings' luck will shift, and their years upon years and years and years of trauma and pain and agony will finally get them to their first Super Bowl and their first Super Bowl victory. This has been Bill Talks Ball. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, leave a nice comment, hit that subscribe button, and share this video with your friends. Stay tuned for the next one. Before the video ends, I'd like to take this time to remember the lives of Khyree Jackson, AJ Linton Jr., and Isaiah Hazel, whose lives were tragically cut short. My thoughts and prayers are with their friends and families.